Hello, I'm the Eternal Newbie. The extra L is for long, as in long term, as in long-term campaigns. You gotta love them, right? Relatively speaking, I am still kind of a new player with about 18 months or so under my belt. The campaign I'm going to talk about today has been running almost that entire time. It's well over a year now. You know, it's kind of weird being a group like that. We are powerful. So powerful, in fact, that some jerk cultists have kidnapped my mom and we have to travel to a new plane just to get her back. This story takes place in Eberron. I have talked about this group numerous times. I'll throw some cards in some of the highlights in this video so you guys can see it if you haven't. But for those of you who follow my videos, it's the group where Johnson had relations with the giant bee. Sadly, Johnson is no longer a part of our group, what with the betrayal and all. But we've got a new character named Enzo that's basically Johnson 2.0. He's like the $6 million Johnson, stronger, faster, and dumber. One thing I've learned about long-term campaigns is the enemies you build up. Though that might just be because my DM loves comic books so much. You know, no matter how many times Spider-Man beats Doc Ock, he's coming back. We've also got quite the rogues gallery. Well, there was this guy from the Dream Realm that was mad at us because we stopped him from eating some kid or something like that. Had to go all the way to the Dream Realm to deal with him. He was totally messing with our sleep. We probably won't be seeing him again. We did trap his soul inside a teddy bear, and I'm sure there's no way he'll ever get out of that. Then we got the Flesh Weaver. We've killed this guy twice, but he made some kind of deal with beholder gods and he keeps coming back stronger. Not to mention the heads of a few houses, and maybe there might be a few nations that are kind of mad at us. Luckily, we're quite powerful. Like, we're around level 16 or 17, which puts us at the top tier of Eberron. My Shifter Flood is one of the very few clerics who can raise the dead. So we get invited to all the good parties. Like the one our story starts at. We've been invited to the house of Zorlin Decaneth. Everything is going swimmingly despite the other dinner guest being one of our aforementioned enemies. He's mad at us for stealing some stuff from his house and taking his daughter's special cittern. But hey, we're not the bad guys. She was trying to kill us. His death stares notwithstanding, everything is going well until Zorlon's brother shows up. Yeah, he also has a bone to pick with us. You see, we kind of killed him, but in our defense, we only killed him the second time. The first time he died was in the morning. That's mourning with a U as in, boo-hoo, I'm in mourning. Which, unless we develop time travel, can in no way, shape, or form be blamed on us. We also may have stolen something really important from him, and that's why he, as a revenant, has sworn vengeance on our fighter. His brother is understandably quite upset at hearing this. And when the other party guest lets him know we've kinda ruined pretty much all of Candace's plans, it's on. Now, Revenants only exist for vengeance. He is basically the Terminator.
It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear. And it absolutely will not stop. Ever. Until you are dead.
We fight, but like I said, we're powerful. I banish Zorlin, Merla, our bard, force cages the other guy, and we kill the Revenant again. Not before Enzo, our warlock, spends at least 2 rounds trying to reason with it. You heard me right? He tried to reason with the Revenant. You know, that creature that only lives for vengeance and won't ever stop until it's accomplished its goal, or a year has passed. Enzo is not the brightest one in our party, but oddly, he won't be the one getting us into trouble in this story. Don't feel bad for the Revenant though, he'll be back. They always are. We have seconds before the guards come in, and Zorlin will probably be quite angry to learn that we killed his brother again. So we decide to teleport out of there. Zorlin is now the second Caneth that wants us dead. Not so good, especially when you consider he kinda controls the Eberron equivalent of nuclear weapons. We teleport to my mom's house. It's been a while since I've seen dear old mother, and we need to get out of Dodge. The problem is, when we get there, the house has been ransacked and Mom is gone, having been kidnapped by some evil cultists that have absolutely nothing to do with me. Luckily, these cultists are idiots, and they are no match for us. We convince one with a suggestion spell to lead us to my mom, and I'm not leaving any important details out at all. I am really sick of moronic cultists getting in the way. I really need to start my own cult to deal with this kind of thing. Or, maybe not. You see, this is kinda my fault because these idiot cultists are kinda sorta my idiot cultist. It was an honest mistake. Think I'll take a page from my Buffy videos and explain this as Biff because it's kind of fun. Biff is my alter ego who I use to talk to the screen because I have a face made for radio. No joke.
Alright, so look. Flood is a great and powerful cleric in Eberron. He's basically the Wizard of Oz if the Wizard of Oz were a hairy cleric. He's also quite charismatic, as all furry folk are, and people want to join his exciting new religion. Flood don't have time to preach about the Traveler, what with all the adventuring and blowing up parties and all, so he did the next best thing. He gave them the Traveler's Bible. But seeing as how he's so busy, he kinda outsourced the writing. Which is a fancy way of saying he took the notes from some crazy guy. It was like a manifesto or something. He gave it to his followers and told them to read it. Checking between the lines and following the teachings, the hidden meaning, stuff like that. Well, those fools decided to protect his mom. And long story short, they found a portal to another dimension, took her there, and yada, yada, yada. We're in some crazy dungeon over there. Maybe I should have read those papers first, but I figured the Traveler loves jokes. He does, right? It's what he would have wanted. So technically, it would have been really irresponsible not to do it. If you're curious, I found an excerpt of what the writings were. We cannot be defeated. We have our own machines. Tell them. We have decoded the name you gave us. We know its meaning. We have seen beneath your skin. To the second person there? Well, I am a shifter. We know they watch us through your eyes? Maybe I should have read this first. Because the rest is not any less crazy.
I don't know where the DM found it, but kudos to him. The rest of it is just as crazy. My dumb cultists don't believe I'm me. They think I'm some kind of thought exploder, so they lead us into a trap. That's how we got stuck in the dungeon. This dungeon is quite old school with pictures like this. We're going through it, running into undecipherable writings and a strange trap. Diabolical, really. And if we fall into it, we are toast. Literally. It looks like this. There are some hidden nozzles in there somewhere that we notice because we've got perception for days. It leads to this. I used my arcane eye to look around the pit and it had some oil in it. Really deep too. The bridge going across is made of metal and loose. You see where this is going? We did, and luckily made it across because we were very cautious. Sadly, the other side was kinda a dead end, so back to the trap. By the way, does anyone else picture this when they think of Arcane Eye, or is it just me? I get across easily. My Staff of the Traveler gives me Misty Step. The Sorcerer can Shadow Step across, and Enzo is not only dumb, he's also lucky and quite dexterous, so he gets across. That just leaves Vlad, our Warforged, the former Paladin who lost his powers by being crazy, and Athtar, our Arcane Archer. Vlad goes next and falls in. The bridge rotates, sending sparks, and the oil catches on fire. Half the party panics and tries to get Vlad out.
I don't panic. If one of us fell in, that would be really bad. But Vlad, being a Warforged, doesn't have to eat, drink, or, most importantly, breathe. The pool of oil is deep, and this trap is designed to reset, so the fire is going to go out eventually. Do you know that oil is apparently not that great a conductor of heat? Turns out Vlad is going to be just fine as he chills at the bottom for an hour or so. I tell this to the others, but they don't believe me. I mean, I don't know this for sure, but in theory it really should work out. The archer isn't so sure though. He really wants to get Vlad out, afraid Vlad is going to die. A rope won't work. It's going to burn.
I forgot to mention something. Something kinda important to the story. Remember the hidden nozzles we saw in the hallway? They start spraying out ammonia in large quantities to purify the hallway. It really is an insidious trap. Well, Athtar may not be able to save Vlad, but he sure can do something about the ammonia, right? The ammonia that's not hurting anyone at the moment because all of our party is clear. In our group, we do make bad decisions. Lots of them. For example, starting a cult of idiots, then ignoring them for 9 months. Just to pull something out of thin air. This is the group where Johnson smashed the giant queen bee. And I mean smashed in the biblical sense, as in spent the night together. Now, anytime someone does something stupid, we call it going Johnson. I wanted to call it pulling a Johnson, but the rest of the group said that was too immature. Athtar's idea doesn't top that, but it was bad. The fun part is, Jaden, the sorcerer, had the exact same idea because, hey, the Titanic's going down anyway, what's another iceberg? They both decided to burn the ammonia with fire because, what's better than poisonous liquid ammonia? Poisonous gas ammonia! The party is already taking some damage. Remember the fight that started this story? It was the same day. We haven't even had a short rest. So the 43 points of poison damage they take almost knocks Athtar out and made Jaden second think it. I think Athtar had like 6 hit points left. And if he had gone down, he might have fallen right into that burning pit.
Luckily, he didn't. After the gas clears, Jaden used Cone of Cold to put out the fire and up pops Vlad. He was meditating at the bottom. It was really a nice break for him. The best part of this whole mess was Enzo, the guy who usually does the stuff like this. Mr. I'm gonna go try and reason with a revenant. He was just chilling out with Flood far away from all this. Flood was not happy that Athtar and Jaden took this moment, the time they were supposed to be rescuing his mom, to go full-on Johnson. But personally, I loved it.
Yeah, that's what it's like to be in our group. As you can see, I am not 100% done with the D&D stuff. But I am going to do the Buffy thing for a while. Check it out if you haven't. If you like Buffy, or for some reason you like my stuff, you will probably like it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, as always, play your character. Don't let your character play you.